Good evening, my real news midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, residents protest the police fatal shooting in Montpelier, Hanover. Chants for justice rang out from a section of the Montego Bay to Negril Main Road on Wednesday morning as residents protested against the police fatal shooting on the weekend. It is reported that about 1 p.m. last Saturday, 20-year-old Deidre Vadal, a resident of Hellgate in Montpelier, Hanover, was fatally shot during a confrontation with a police team in his community. A Glock pistol with a magazine containing 5 rounds was reportedly taken from him. But residents from Montpelier, who argue that the incident was unwarranted, are upset about the lack of information from the Independent Commission of Investigations and the police. A resident, Audrey Irvin, is among several people refuting the police's account of the incident.
Police come, knock on the grill, and he come and open the grill. Once he opened the grill, the police just push him in a room and just shot him. Police said has injured a gun at them. But gun, and you come out just in your underpants and open the grill. Or you're going to draw a gun, and then you open the grill letting the police. If you didn't have gun, you're going to open the grill and let them pop up the grill to come in. You get up, go downstairs, open the grill, letting in them. Tell mom if you sit on the couch, and then they push him in a room, and all she hear is a shot. 1 shot fire in her head. They drag him, put him in a jeep. 2 of them gone with him, and from them gone with him, we don't hear nothing. Nobody come to talk to us. They come down there, but they said they was coming back to view the features from the camera, but all know nobody don't come from Saturday. We cut up, we devastated because somehow in our house, come on, all police gonna come if ain't gunman that bad.
Deputy Superintendent Angela McIntosh Gill, who is in charge of operations in Hanover, sought to assure residents that the authorities are probing the matter. She also urged the angry residents to refrain from blocking the thoroughfare. Debris was set ablaze and several logs were spread across the road. DSP McIntosh Gill said this is a breach of the law.
A loss of life is not something that we glorify, but when it do happen, we take the necessary steps to ensure that justice is served. So whatever they deem justice to be, we are already embarking on that. And so we ask the community to desist from what they are doing, because it is also a breach of the National Solid Waste Act, and so persons can be charged. But as not to stir up any problem now, we are aware of who are involved, but we are dealing with it at a different way.
December hearing for St. Ann man who allegedly tried to smuggle contraband into police lockup. A St. Ann man accused of attempting to smuggle contraband into the Runaway Bay police lockup is to face the St. Ann Parish Court on December 5. He is 32-year-old Alfonso Horton, otherwise called the Prince of Lower Buxton in Brownstown. Horton was arrested and charged after he was reportedly observed by police personnel jumping over a wall at the back of the station last Saturday. Lawmen say Horton proceeded to the vicinity of the cells where he placed a package at the back of the facility. It is reported that an alarm was raised and he was accosted. The parcel was retrieved and was found to contain cigarettes, vegetable matter resembling ganja, and a knife, according to the police. Motorcyclist dies in St. Ann crash. A motorcyclist died in a collision on the Seville Main Road in St. Ann on Tuesday night. The deceased has been identified as Aston Baugh. According to the police, about 10:50, Mr. Baugh was riding a blue Zamco motorcycle when, on reaching 20 meters from the St. Ann's Bay roundabout, he failed to keep left and collided with an Isuzu motorcar in the opposite lane. Mr. Baugh died while undergoing treatment at the St. Ann's Bay Regional Hospital. Disbarred lawyer Jennifer Mavado fined after car crash, Mavado court case looms. Disbarred attorney-at-law Jennifer Mavado survived a car crash in the corporate area on Tuesday when her vehicle rear-ended another vehicle after her brakes allegedly failed. Mavado was briefly hospitalized, then discharged, and is now recovering from her injuries. Jennifer came back from the hospital. She is fine. She was saved by her seatbelt and the airbags that deployed. What happened is that her brakes failed her and she ran into the back of the vehicle, prominent attorney at law Christopher Townsend, who is representing Mavado, told the news. In the meantime, Mavado is expected to stand the trial on December 5 on allegations that she defrauded dancehall entertainer Mavado of more than $30 million in a real estate deal in 2018. Townsend gave a brief update on the status of that case. The Mavado case has not started. The prosecution never bothered with their application for Mavado to give evidence out of the jurisdiction, so it was adjourned. They feel they may not need him to make their case, so there are some interesting times ahead, Townsend said. The father got a DJ, whose real name is David Brooks, had wanted to give his testimony via video link from the United States during an earlier trial date, and his attorney, Oz West Senior Smith, had made an application to this effect. At the time, there was some doubt about his testimony, as there had been talk of an outstanding warrant for the entertainer's arrest in relation to an incident years ago. Senior Smith had said that the issue is moot because Mavado's testimony was not critical to the case. From my perusal of the file, the critical witnesses are the two who gave the accused the lawyer the various sums on behalf of Mr. Brooks, Senior Smith said at the time. Mr. Brooks' potential testimony is little more than providing a framework. IC fires back at Warmington comments about its financial affairs. The Integrity Commission has labeled as a false and misrepresentations statements by Member of Parliament for St. Catharines South-Western, Everald Warmington, that an audit report of the anti-corruption body has never been tabled in the Parliament. Mr. Warmington made the comment during Tuesday's meeting of the Standing Finance Committee of Parliament to review the first supplementary estimates for this fiscal year. The MP expressed a concern over the more than $195 million being allocated to the Integrity Commission. This is in addition to the $1.85 billion allocated to the budget for the Commission in March. Mr. Warmington demanded that an audit report be tabled before the next financial year. But in a media release Wednesday, the Integrity Commission said it remains concerned that there are parliamentarians who continue to exhibit a clear lack of knowledge or understanding of the laws they are elected to write. The commissioners further stated that it is obvious that some parliamentarians do not read the reports of the Integrity Commission that are routinely tabled in the House of Representatives. The IC said, contrary to Mr. Warmington's statement, its accounting and the financial affairs have been audited every year in its 6 years of existence. The entity said that the audits have been conducted by an independent external auditor whose appointment has been approved in writing by the Minister of Finance. Additionally, the audited financial statements of the Commission have been formally submitted to and tabled in Parliament as a part of the IC's annual reports. The IC noted that in respect of the 2023-2024 financial year ended March 31, 2024, its annual report, inclusive of the audited and signed financial statements for that fiscal year, was submitted to Parliament on June 26, 2024 and tabled on July 9. The commissioners also pointed out that the purpose of Tuesday's meeting of the Integrity Commission Oversight Committee of Parliament was to review the 2023-2024 annual report. Beachy Stout for court next February for first wife murder. Convicted killer Everton Beachy Stout MacDonald is to return to the Home Circuit Court on February 5 of next year for a plea and a case management hearing in connection with the alleged murder of his first wife. The 70-year-old businessman is charged with the May 2, 2002 murder of his first wife, Merlene Petal MacDonald. Merlene was shot dead outside her home in Boundary-Brook, Portland. It is alleged that MacDonald paid a police detective to kill his wife after their marriage crumbled and she left the matrimonial home. A plea and a case management, which was initially scheduled for Monday, was postponed to next year. McDonald was on September 24 sentenced to life in prison in relation to the murder of his second wife, Tonya, and ordered to serve 28 years and 11 months before being eligible for parole. He was also sentenced to 4 years and 6 months imprisonment for conspiracy. His co-conspirator and the man who carried out the actual killing, 33-year-old Tyler Oscar Barnes, was similarly sentenced to life in prison and ordered to serve 28 years and 11 months in prison before being considered for parole. The 32-year-old woman's partially burnt body was found on a deserted road in Sherwood Forest in Portland in July 2020. Tonya had been stabbed 9 times and her throat was also slashed. The car with her injured body was also set ablaze. A contract killer, Denvalin Minot, who is serving 19 years in prison for his role in her murder, had testified that Beachy Stout hired him to kill his wife for $3 million, but that he passed on the work to Barnes. Minot testified that he and Barnes made about 4 unsuccessful trips to Tonya's house to kill her before he lured her to the area where she was murdered under the pretense that he had secured the 2 guns that she was seeking to purchase. The court heard that Tonya wanted to purchase a gun to avenge her father's death and that her husband introduced her to Minot for his assistance. The court was also told by Minot that Beachy Stout had instructed him to kill the victim by inflicting multiple stabs and having her head decapitated while warning that no gun was to be used. Attorney-at-law John Jacobs is representing the defendant. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.